This year, we are marking the 50th anniversary of hip-hop, now the most popular genre of music in the country, and its global impact almost immeasurable. Well, now, the first ever hip-hop academy, Pendulum Ink. It offers online courses like lyrical and literary technique, creative writing, and even hip-hop finances, taught by college professors and guest celebrity lecturers. Joining us today, the founder of Pendulum Ink and a native of the Bronx, we got to give that shout out, Mickey Fax. So nice to meet you.
The pleasure's all mine.
Hip Hop Academy.
Right?
It's almost like, oh my gosh, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that it's taken so long for this to happen, but I feel that hip hop needed to get into its maturation phase in order for us to be at the space that we're at now.
Well, 50 is pretty mature.
I would believe so.
And billions of dollars and followers generated. Yeah. I tend to agree with you. It deserves it. So,
it's one of the biggest exports in the country. So
yeah, in the country's history, right?
Yes.
So what gave you the idea? What made you say, you know what? We can teach this. Yeah. We can prepare students. Are we talking about people with some natural talent or somebody that's just interested in getting it in on this thing?
Well, for me, you know, I realized that when a lot of our prominent MCs were passing away during the pandemic, DMX and Black Rob notably, their finances were out of order, you know, and I said to myself, I am not on that level. And I don't want to be in a space where I can't provide for my family after I'm done making music. So what does that look like? So I began to apply for different colleges to teach lyricism and hip hop. And I came to realize that it was not something that was prominent in that sect of education. So I decided to start my own academy online, and you know, this idea just blossomed into something spectacular for all those involved. Now, to answer your question in terms of people who sign up, it doesn't matter if you are a novice or if you're an expert. Yeah. We work with the artists for 8 months, once a week, and it is kind of like any online service that you would get in terms of learning, right? So you can, teach you how to rhyme on beat. We can teach you the rhythm, delivery, cadence, and then we teach you all of these different literary devices that we copyright and trademarked at our school.
And the thing is that, for instance, if you talked about finances, so I'm already sort of in the game and I'm doing my thing, but
right.
It is a business.
Yes.
And if you want to make this your life's work, you need to figure out how to make a living.
Yes.
So is that, I can say, oh, you know what, I really need to figure out more how to make a living at this, how to handle my money.
Yes.
So I can sign up just for courses on finances, right?
Yes. So what we did was we understood that a lot of people don't know the business of music. So I decided to teach some of that from that perspective, and I bring industry experts to come in and teach different things on publishing and royalties and touring and merchandising and branding. And then I said, you know what can an artist do once they get their money? And that's when I decided to hire two of my very good friends, John Luca Gibbons and Chris Stevens, and they teach hip hop according to finance. What to do with your money after you get with your money. Because when you see hip hop, it just glorifies spending and things of that nature. And we wanted to kind of show people, hey, don't spend all of your money because you don't know what can happen in the future.
So I'm looking at this, so hip hop according to finance, criminology in hip hop,
yes.
comic book content creation.
Yes. We teach a content creation class. So for those who don't know how to create content on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, we teach you how to create the content to help you go viral if that's so what you choose to do.
And you talked about, I mentioned that you have guest lecturers and also certified professors.
Yes.
I know Method Man is one of the people.
Yes, Method Man has come to teach at our school. Like he was actually filming Power during this time, so he had pushed it back twice, but he stayed for 2.5 to 3 hours and was able to talk to all of the students that had questions for him. We've had Twista teach MCs how to rhyme faster, and then we have Women's Month, which is every August. So we have only women professors, we only have women teachers, and we only talk about women-driven subjects, right? So for criminology and hip hop, we had a female attorney come in and she spoke about, different cases that women MCs have gone through in their careers.
And why is that something you think it needs to be, why it's important?
Well, as you can tell, with the RICO case with Young Thug and things of that nature, a lot of times blacks are looked at from that space from law enforcement. So we want to be able to employ and give knowledge to our students through our Professor Amaria Jackson teaching criminology and hip hop, what to avoid, what to look for, and how to properly engage with the legal system in that regard.
And I should have mentioned that you are an artist yourself.
Yes, I am an artist myself. Yes, I've been an artist for the past 16 years. I've done great things. I've worked with artists such as Kanye West, Drake, Lil Wayne, and I decided I wanted to give back to the community and leave a legacy, for the culture with education and hip hop. And that's what the pendulum is, right? Swinging back
and forth. So you learned things in that 16 years.
Yes.
And is that in part some of the inspiration here? Are there some things that you wish you had known early on?
Absolutely. And everybody that signs up to the school, they always say, I wish I had this when I was growing up. It's very important. For a very long time, hip hop was very safeguarded, as well as the music industry. You can't learn a lot of things from a lot of people. A lot of people like to hoard onto the information. And, for us, we wanted to give this information to everyone who wanted to be a part of it. And because it's online, we have students from all over the world joining and signing up.
And so there's, obviously you can go to that website,
Yes.
pendulumink.com.
Yes.
But there's a subscription app as well?
Yes, so we just launched our app 2 months ago. So if someone can't afford the tuition that we have, you can then learn through asynchronous modules. So you can now get it Netflix style to sign up and get 15 videos once a month, and you'll be able to learn on your own through questions and answers, homework, as well as the lesson. We can't stress enough that we also have our rhymecology classes, which is our mental health classes taught by Professor Jeff Walker, and he is excellent with helping MCs express and discover themselves through rhyme. It's very powerful. We stopped some suicides this year, as well as helped some divorces in the process.
And help stop
divorces. Help stop divorces.
Okay.
Not let them go through. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. And the age range here, is there one? Or how young are your students?
So we launched this last year, and it was the beta format, and we wanted to service people between the ages of 18 to 65. And for me, our mutual friend, Wes Pierre, he invited me to his gala, and I was introduced to so many fabulous people, like, oh, you own a school? I was like, yeah, and it was like, what's the age range? And I told them the age, and it was like, ah. So that's when we decided to start Pen Pal Kids, where we teach literacy, STEM, and architecture through hip hop.
To younger?
Yes.
To a younger
And this is between the ages of 8 and 17 years old.
And where is that available?
That is available online
right
now, and you can get it through pendulumink.com or reach out to us on all of our social media platforms.
And so my understanding is some of your future plans includes after-school programs and also some prison work. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so currently we are in a very close contract with the City Center of New York City. They have purchased 50 of our textbooks to teach children how to not only read, but also be better from a literary standpoint in writing, right? Reading and writing is very important for some students who potentially have left school and they want to get them back into the school systems. So through this program and these programs, we are going to have our students teaching some of these students how to better read and write and be better MCs from that perspective.
So you mentioned a textbook. So you've got an official textbook.
Yes, I have an official textbook.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's an ebook as well.
Okay. And you can find all of that at Pendulum Ink.
PendulumInk.com. See, I know you was complimenting me on my cardigan.
Yeah, it looks a lot like my letter jacket from high school.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Wrong colors, but not bad. And I want to ask you, before I let you go, my understanding is one of the other things that you might have in the work is an actual brick and mortar location?
Yeah. So we're working on some things in terms of getting a brick and mortar location here in the city of New York. Obviously, the Hip Hop Museum is being built in the Bronx, and they want to make that hip hop city. So imagine just having this museum, and then right next door to the museum, you have the very first ever school for hip hop where only hip hop is taught there.
Yeah, and the interest here, I guess, look, hip hop's not going anywhere, but what I'm thinking is your thought is not only to educate people about the business itself,
Correct.
but also to take hip hop to the next level, the
Yes.
next iteration of what it's going to be.
Yes, it's very important because, in order for hip hop to grow, the older people have to put their arms around the younger generation and tell them and show them the way. And I don't want MCs to be nomads anymore. It's time for people to stand up and allow their voices to be heard. If you want the change to happen, you have to be the change. Change is action. And being able to create something from nothing and making the first ever school for lyricism and hip hop, that was my action to change for hip hop culture.
Mickey Fax, it is a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure's all mine.
And the website is pendulumink.com
Yes.
and the app,
Yes.
Pendulum Ink.
Yes, you can go to the Google Play Store and the Apple Store to pick up the app Pendulum Ink. It is a free app to download. And if you want to get the modules, you can sign up today. You can get 10 classes or 15 classes per month. It's a very affordable price. And yeah, we hope to see you there. Long live lyricism.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I suspect we're going to see you again.
I would hope so.
Right. We will be right back.